Hey guys, so this is my first live video on Facebook, so if it's difficult or if I'm not great at it, just forgive me. So I started this group and I kind of wanted to talk about how, I think we're all looking for more joy, right? Myself included, which is why I wanted to start this Facebook group, because I feel like it's something that we all want, right? We all want more joy, more ease, more freedom in our lives. But there doesn't seem to be this magical potion of how you make it work, right? Everybody's got these like, do this stuff and do this. And, oh, and if if you just push through, or if you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, or if say these affirmations, or, there's a lot of tools out there, right? Of how we're meant to find greater joy, right? And the tools are good. They're not bad tools, but they only work if you started with the step I'm about to share right now. So I am just going to share a little bit about my life to give you an idea of who I am and where I've come from. But I have come from a really tough background, and I've had there was a lot of abuse, a lot of shame, a lot of pain, and I was suicidal about 15 years ago, and I hit this point where I was like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck it takes to get free of this shit. Like, I am done. Done. So I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So since then, I've had a roller coaster journey of getting out of there, but now I've kind of figured it out, and at least for myself. And one of the things I figured out is the following. Joy does not magically happen. It would be great if it did. It would be wonderful if it was just this thing that just like, now I'm happy and wonderful and life is great and easy. It doesn't work that way. So how it does work is, think of it like your house, right? There's only so much space in that house. So where there isn't joy, there's probably something else occupying that space. So, that's just the reality, right? There's only so much room for so much to be going on. So, I think the imagery, excuse my dog if you can hear him in the back barking in the background. He just cannot stop. So your house, right? So you've got, the house is filled with something. So if it isn't joy, it's something else. So I would encourage you to ask yourself, what is filling my house? If joy isn't there and freedom isn't there, and I'm not feeling alive and excited and genuinely happy, it's not something I'm convincing myself to feel, but I actually am there, what's there instead? For me, it was disappointment, fear, shame, grief, rage, anger. that shit was just permeated my house. And I used to pray and be like, dude, God, you have got to take this from me. Like, I just, I need you to heal me from all this shit. And, and yes, I swear a lot when I pray. And you know what he said, Katie? I can't take something from you that you don't own. You don't have the right to give me any of that emotion. I can't take it from you because you haven't owned it. So if you own it and it becomes yours, then it's free for you to give away. But right now, you're in denial and you're not living, and you're like, I don't want to deal with any of that shit. I don't want to deal with any of those feelings. I'm just going to try and rise above it. We all do that. Oh, I'm going to rise above it. Like, fuck that shit. You're not going to rise above it. Like, it's there. You might as well acknowledge it. And as soon as I started doing that, as soon as I gave attention to the grief and the shame and the anger and the fear and the disappointment, and as soon as that stuff, I started owning it, and I said, okay, fine. I hate this, but I'm going to do it. And I started picking up these emotions. They were like these huge boulders that I was carrying around with me all the time. And I just let myself feel it. And I let myself walk through it. And then I let myself let it go. Forgive myself. Forgive the people that brought that on me. Forgive the situation. Let it go. And then instantly, you just feel lighter. And there's all of a sudden room for there to be joy and ease in that area and in that situation. And I've had to go room by room in my house, and there's a lot of fucking rooms because I like to just put stuff in a closet, close the door. I even do that in my house. and just pretend it doesn't exist. I'm like, it's overwhelming. And then, ah! So right now I've even just gone through this whole decluttering thing in my house because I need to do it in the physical to get rid of whatever's left, inside of me. So it was a good practice of like walking through and looking at all the things I just wanted to avoid. And so, we all want, the whole point of what I'm saying here is that, we all want more joy. I want more joy. And I know there's still areas in which something else is occupying that space, because I'd have more joy if something else. I just want to, I don't know if you guys, what just happened there? Somebody tried to call me. That's weird. I've never experienced that before. Anywho, so I'd encourage you, take 5 minutes, sit down and say, okay, I want more joy in my life. Why am I not experiencing it? What's in the way of that? And it's not something to ignore or to shame yourself about. It's something that needs your attention so that you can pick it up, look at it, deal with it, own it, feel it, and then let it go. And, you can't throw away something you don't own. You can't give something to God that you haven't owned. It's like me giving a gift that isn't mine. I can't go over to your house, take your shit and give it to somebody else. And then that's like, I gave them a gift. No, I didn't give them. That's not mine to give away. But you can actually give away something that's yours. You can get rid of something that's yours. So I hope that helps. It's a continual process for me. I'm in the process of doing it today, even deeper than what I've been doing. And, I've come up with some self-worth bumps, if you will, of, ooh, do I deserve this? Do I not? And, I'm not experiencing joy in one particular area of my life because there's been a lot of disappointment and pain, and I haven't been fully ready to let it go and to open up to new possibilities. And so I've been giving attention to that today, and I'd encourage you to do the same. So leave a comment in the bottom if you found this helpful, or even if you didn't. I'd love to hear what's in your house and what you found and what you're getting rid of, and if joy is coming in its place. Okay.